Okay, starting from the top. Hi, I'm SomeoneNamedDean. We'll look at Lunacid. Lunacid is a game I played last year. It's a homage to games like Kingsfield. Now, this is not the Lunacid I played last year. This is something different. A new Lunacid adventure. Full 3D movement. Dreadful enemies. Powerful spells. A doomed world. Needs a hero. So this game already looks more Kingsfield-like than the last Lunacid game, I guess you could say. And there's an interesting reason for that, and that's kind of why I decided to look at this today. I just found out about it yesterday, just randomly saw it pop up. And yeah, I really enjoyed Lunacid. It was a bit easy to get overpowered eventually. Works for me though, because I suck at video games. But Lunacid Tears of the Moon is a first-person dungeon crawler made with the Sword of Moonlight, Kingsfield making tool from 2000. So if I'm interpreting that right, this uses the exact same engine as all like the Kingsfield games on PlayStation, which is kind of neat. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, well, add to library. Play now. Install. Okay. And I guess now we wait. Oh, ready to play already? Guess it must be a small game. I didn't even bother looking how big it was. Yeah, let's boot it up. Edit configuration? Is it like one of those games where you have an external menu to edit it? Oh. Width, height, I see. Okay, you know what? Let's just boot it up and see how it works first. Yeah, I'm just doing this. Okay. Ah. I like it already. Compressed FMVs. Beautiful. See, like, I don't know my graphical terms, but already in that little cutscene there, you can see like just the crunchiness. Push any key. New game.
The Kingdom of Lyria rests in darkness, surrounded on all sides by the vast poison sea. In ages long past, brilliant silver moonlight fell upon Lyria, leading to its ascension as a great kingdom of magic. But this time may soon come to an end. The fledgling sorcerer Calamis Cerulean was granted a macabre vision of the near future. Soon, the great old one who sleeps beneath the earth will awaken. Unless he can quickly perform a ritual to lull it back to its slumber, the world as we know it will come to a violent end.
Calamis Cerulean. Calamis Cerulean. I think... I'm trying to remember Lunacid, and this could be a little bit of a spoiler, but I'm pretty sure you meet Calamis Cerulean right before the very end of the game. No mouse support? Oh. Is there controller support? Let me just plug my controller in. Is this gonna be like old school, I have to bind my keys type of situation? Well, my controller does not seem to be supported. Okay, keyboard it is. Oh, whoa, this feels weird. Okay, hold on just a second here. Okay, not trying to break anything. I'm breaking things. We'll edit this in post. We'll edit this in post. There we go. Let's try this at least. Okay, that's a bit better. All right, runs great on my computer. Not bad. You can appreciate the aesthetics here. Okay, if I use numpad, I have a bit better of a time. Oh man, this feels weird. Okay, so it's like 4 is left, 6 is right, 5 is forward, 2 is down, and then I can rotate. What about, oh man, I gotta look up and down with 7 and 8? Oh man, this is gonna be weird. I'm kind of up for the challenge though. Unless there was a way to do key bindings. Escape does not work. Enter does not seem to do anything. I know the keyboard's working because I'm using it. We'll get the hang of it. See, for me, Kingsfield is more or less a fleeting memory because I didn't really get a chance to play it too much. I do remember my cousins talking about it when I was younger. My cousins CJ and I think I called him Zenith in terms of being, yeah, you know, I give monikers to people in my videos because I think I've expressed that. I don't know if they want me just blurting their, you know, full legal names on the internet, especially since I'm just, I don't know, just talking. I don't know, share my memories. And so anyways, yeah. So I kind of give everyone like a nickname. And you know, sometimes it could be like a nickname that they gave themselves that isn't their name or their username, or maybe a reference to some odd memory or detail that I remember about them, I guess. Or maybe it's just whatever, I don't know, whatever comes up in mind. And then I just, anyways, I do remember that I think it was my cousin Zenith who had the PS1 with a bunch of emulated, or it had some sort of, he did something to it, or maybe it was bought like that. I can't remember the context, but he was able to play a bunch of games that were just burned and pirated. And one of them was Kingsfield. And I remember I think they were talking a lot about Kingsfield and talking about how great and interesting it was. And I dabbled a little bit of it. I think the first and second one. And I remember the atmosphere was just haunting and strange, likely because of the graphical limitations of like the PS1 and like the texture flickering and just the stark, dark contrast and just the unfriendly nature of things. You know, you just kind of go in this world and like, oh, evil plants. Maybe that was the second one I'm thinking of. I can't remember. It's been so long. I might need to actually look at the manual. Hold on. We're gonna look at the manual. All right, lo and behold. Right here on the, well, I guess if you can even call it the store page, really, it's for free. The game's for free. There's a manual. Let's take a quick look at it. So about the game, several thousand years before the events of the main game, or main events of base game. Since Lunacid was mostly inspired by Kingsfield and Shadow Tower series, this game is built with a Sword of Moonlight, Kingsfield making tool. The tool is commercially released from Software in 2000, allowing users to create their own dungeons and games using a robust tile-based level editor. But this being tech from 2000 and using its own strange file formats, my creation processes were greatly hindered and limited. But I sought to use these limits to challenge myself and be more creative. I have heard people saying limitation breeds creativity, something like that. I think there's a saying. Also, creator did a really good job. I love how these feel like a scanned manual. Got like a fake age rating warning there. Guess that's the dev's logo. And because of this engine's age, it won't quite play as well on every system. But I believe that these quirks will add to its placement as a prequel set in a more ancient time. Huh. Yeah, you can kind of get that vibe already. Let's see, that's the story. Default keyboard controls. Attack is shift, cast magic is control, accept is space, back is escape, pause is tab, interact is also space, and run is space hold. Well, I could do that, but I'm not going to bother because that looks like effort. Okay, let's get back to it. Okay, right, we're back to it. Oh, okay. 8 is just a look spring up. It feels pleasantly old school, even though I'm trying. I struggle to remember what first-person shooters I would have played on my dad's Windows 1995 that had a control scheme like this. I vaguely remember something that was kind of akin to Quake that was on a demo disc that would have had no mouse support, first-person shooter style thing. I remember it looking kind of good. I think Civi 11 actually did a video about it recently. Well, you know, I say recently, but the whole being a father of 2 kids, or just being a father in general, my memory is just all over the place with just my broken up sleep schedule. Yeah, I find this actually very pleasant in a really weird way. Warp to abandoned mines. Oh, so these are warp stones. Interesting. Okay. Warp to latest keep. These areas sound a bit familiar. I think they're from the base game. Road of Ruin. I don't know. Interesting, you can just warp to these places off the bat. Let's do a little bit of exploring. Interesting. I like the murkiness of the texture there. Feels very old school. Something you probably wouldn't have noticed on your CRT TV. Actually, on that note, hold on. Okay. Yeah, let's give this a try for a bit. Kind of works. Okay. Interesting. All right. Anyways, I can't remember what I was talking about, but I just quickly took some filters that I had that I use for CRT effects whenever I do like a Super Nintendo or N64 game playthrough, and I just decided to quickly import them to this OBS scene, which is technically a different one, but yeah, temporarily, just to kind of see if that aesthetic kind of looks the same. Not really, I'll be honest. It doesn't invoke that same PlayStation 1 thing going on, but I'll leave it on for a bit of that novelty. Fortunately, the resolution still looks a little too good. Sir Reed Manuel. Greetings, Lyrian. I am Sir Reed Manuel. It's a fantastic day, isn't it? I guess. Is this going to be a game where I have to talk to you multiple times? Did you know you can sprint by holding the spacebar? Amazing! While this kingdom is fairly safe, you should save often whilst in dungeons. I heard of an ancient magic you can use by pressing control. Isn't that fascinating? What was that? Looks like the purple bar is your... Oh. Like I shoot a little bubble. I know most Lyrians are pacifist, but I see you're carrying that dagger. Is that one of the blades that absorbs mana? I hear you can use it by pressing shift. Fascinating. All right. Oh, all sorts of gear slots. Tab. Okay. Oh, no. Display. Wow. Oh. I didn't even realize you can actually change the graphics here. Huh. Okay. Well, let's kind of take a look around here. Oh, spacebar to run, right? Oh, spacebar to run drains both your red bar and your purple bar, which I thought was mana. Interesting. Oh, I am pleasantly lost. Okay. It's looking a little familiar. This looks like some sort of shop. Okay, hello. You a merchant? Stelius. Welcome, Calamis. What can I get you today? Mapping mirror sounds handy. Maybe I should have something other than a dagger, though. All I can afford is the short sword or the armor. No, I can get the long sword. Sure. I am enjoying the aesthetics of the game, as old school as they may feel. Change equipment. Weapon. Okay. Just get a text message here. Oh. Interesting, okay. That was just my brother. I messaged him about Easter today, which for some context, it's Easter Sunday as of this video. I'm going to be visiting my mom, or I guess my side of the family with the 2 kids and the wife today. After my toddler and newborn get up from their naps, it's going to be a bit of a later visit than I'd like. Hopefully traffic's not too bad because weather is extremely dreary, and usually that means going on the highway is a bit of a better time, but then again it's also a long weekend, so traffic will be traffic. But hopefully it goes well. He just let me know that the link to the past video I posted, I guess the channels are reversed for some reason. which there's not a whole lot I can do about that. Because I have a cheap capture card and I have a cheap HDMI cable to SNES. And it must be messing something up, like reversing the channels. But it is, I'm glad he mentioned that to me because I honestly had not noticed. Philippa, hello Calamis, can I get you anything? Jasmine tea, chamomile tea, oolong tea. Guess those are healing items. Yeah, I guess in the grand scheme of things, I'm doing well. I look forward to seeing my mom and, you know, my side of the family. It's been a minute. Haven't been really able to visit them as much as I'd like to, just because being a father of 2 kids is busy. Feels weird not having a control. Oh, like look around. I love the novelty of this game using a really old game engine. That's kind of one of the things I liked about Ion Maiden? No. Shucks. It was gonna be called Iron Maiden, but I already forgot what it's called. Shucks, it'll come back to me. But it was made using the Ken Silverman build engine or whatever, like the same thing as Duke Nukem 3D, the same engine, only heavily modified. Ion Fury? No. Oh, gosh, it doesn't matter, but I'm gonna look it up. Oh, it is Ion Fury. Too bad they couldn't keep the name Ion Maiden. That just seems a lot cooler. Missa. Hello, Calamis. I think I can feel our kingdom fading. And if I strain my eyes, I can even see it. Oh, sorry, Calamis. You know, I get caught up in my existence. Sounds like me.
Oh, sorry, Calamis. You know I get caught up in my existential dread at times. I feel dark forces at play, beneath the ground, in the air, and in my very blood. Oh, sorry, I'm doing it again. I was told by the low magics that you seek the Moonlight Blade. I may be able to help. If you can fetch all 5 pieces, I can reforge it anew.
Okay, that's handy. I guess that's our quest.
I heard a rumor that the shards reside in the lost kingdom of Skull. It long ago fell partway into the poison sea, and now the path is sealed, I'm afraid. Only a water crystal could dispel the barrier, and those are scant to come by now. Water crystals used to be found plentiful in the mines, but that's been abandoned. Okay.
Oh, now we know what to do. Yeah, it's been Easter weekend this weekend. My memory is disrupted because my sleep cycle is disrupted, and I know that sounds kind of awful, but it's the truth. Late last night, my toddler was having some sort of nightmare, so I had to console him in the middle of the night, and then my newborn is very congested, so I had to help suck out his boogers using a little booger straw thing. And I know that sounds incredibly gross, and it absolutely is. But it helps the kid breathe, so I'm gonna do it. And there's a filter. It prevents it prevents you from sucking up the snot yourself. Basically, you put like saline solution in their nostril to kind of help break things down, because they don't have the capacity to blow their nose. They haven't even figured it out yet. So it's been a lot of keep him upright, so I did not sleep so good. Also, last night I did an episode of jazz punk. Or at least I tried to. I was having some audio issues. I don't think it's salvageable. But if for some reason on my channel you see an episode of jazz punk, then great, it popped up. Not exactly an Easter game, neither is this, but sometimes I'm just like, I don't know what to play. I do that a lot, actually, so it's like, I'll just give it a shot. Jovial. Hello, Calamis. Yes, the library is open to all. However, I've closed access to the aqueduct. Why? No, we cannot risk any more bopping about the aqueduct. The magic seals that keep it up are much too fragile. No, Calamis, I will not change my mind. Okay. Very big library. Oh, scared myself. I was gonna do shift to run, but space bars to run. I can only run for 2 seconds. Just like me in real life. Honestly, I'm charmed by these character models. I appreciate them. Dev did good. Like, look at the guy's hands. They're all blocky. Just enough polygons for a thumb. Okay, hello, sir. Enjoying the library? Adel. I'm lucky old Mr. Valeri, I can't even say anything right now. Still lets me in here. Caught me sneaking into aqueduct once. Had to bribe him with some chamomile tea. He loves the stuff, but it always puts him right to sleep. These books really are fascinating. Okay, that was a hint. Oops, oh my goodness, these controls. What's more, the brief kingdom of Skrull was beset with numerous fell creatures, no doubt due to the meddling of dark magics by the king. And as it was sieged, the very land fell away into the poison sea. Only the keep itself was held by Skrull's dark magics. Interesting. I feel like... Yeah, definitely I'm having goldfish memory, but I do feel like a lot of this lore is probably invaluable to, well, Lunacid as a whole. I always imagined that Lunacid was going to get some sort of DLC. I wasn't expecting like a throwback RPG using an older engine, but I also kind of love the idea of it. That's why I'm looking at this. Oh my. This is a cookbook. Okay. Part of me is like, this could just be a red herring. This could just be, you know, environmental storytelling or world building. It could just be a recipe book or something. But maybe we might have to come back here and look at that if for some reason we get a bunch of ingredients. If I start picking up ingredients and some of them resemble that, I'll know. Oh my goodness. It was, by my account, the first age when one might brave the miasma and soar beyond it. I had read of a castle of wizards who all attempted this venture in seeking to establish a kingdom bathed in sunlight. I had expected them to return someday, but they did not. I made so many attempts to reach them, but all ended in failure and me narrowly avoiding death. Desperately, I made the periscope. It did reach the sky, but only briefly as the miasma ate away at its metallic coating. I saw what I believed to be the kingdom of the sky. It was beautiful, but I saw no life upon it. Hollow floating wizard spires lazily hung in the air. I wanted so badly to see any sign of life, but nothing, and then only darkness as my mechanism broke from the strain. Maybe they do live up there, or maybe they all died. Interesting. I did find that Lunacid's world was kind of interesting, if not extremely mysterious and kind of vague, but you did find a lot of journal articles or diaries and stuff like that that did expand the lore of the world. And unfortunately, I don't remember most of it. And perhaps the order I was reading it was kind of a bit chronistic, is that the word? Where it's not chronological, because you can kind of explore the, at least the base game in any, well, I wouldn't say any way you want, but definitely if you increase your jump stat, you might be able to reach areas you're not supposed to, or use spells to kind of cheese your way around. Primarily a rock wall that you can kind of aim and use it to jump up. And I think later on you literally get a rock bridge as well, but yeah. The aqueduct was once a peaceful extension of this library, but as the wards began to fail, it became unsafe. The majestic purified water which once swam serpentine throughout the kingdom has been lost. That which remains comes now only at the song of the Harp of Harmony. The harp itself is locked within, alas. Sounds like a plot point to help resolve. I love the text, I love the draw distance and, yeah, assets popping in. Oh my goodness, that is pleasantly old school. Sure, we're getting a better draw distance than we would have on the PlayStation 1. Nothing over there. A little graveyard area. Can I read these tombstones? Nothing inside. Okay. Can we drink from this fountain? I'm just curious. Nope. Well, I wonder if the way to proceed is just to go through to the warp crystals. Probably. Jail cell or something? Sealed. Treasure chest. Treasury. To open this hall, glass keys must be used. They may be smelted from bottles of sand. Well, it just so happens there's a fire there. Huh, interesting. That swinging animation is pleasant. I don't mean that sarcastically either. It's just so delayed and heavy. It kind of... Now, maybe it could just be the weapon as well, but... Anyways, I've dawdled long enough here. Let's actually kind of try to look at some of the gameplay here. Let's go to the mines. I believe this game is short. I think the thing that made me aware of it... Sorry, I should just say what made me aware of it. Mortismal Gaming, I believe his name is. I recently just started watching him, and I'm really enjoying his kind of he's got a really relaxing voice, and he looks at all sorts of RPG games. And does 100% reviews. So I'm gaining NP by hitting him, and I'm taking damage, of course. This is gonna take a while to get used to. Okay. Can I break this? No. Maybe I can break that open using a spell. It feels so weird fighting. But if I remember correctly, I don't even think Kingsfield 1 or 2 may have had thumbstick support. Because I think the original PlayStation controller didn't it have no thumbsticks? So first-person shooters, or I guess FPS games in general, would have had to get creative with just using the D-pad and the, face buttons or whatever, and the shoulder buttons. I think later on, then they introduced the... Would it have been called the DualShock? Or was the DualShock after? One thing I liked about the PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 1 is that whatever the DualShock was, whether it was the revision that had the analog sticks or maybe one that came afterwards, I appreciate how its design was just so good that they basically kept it. And yeah, PS2 controllers were kind of the same configuration. I think just a different color, maybe better vibration. But that was good. That was I don't know. I think they realized they made something good and kept it that way. Well, I'm definitely not doing good physically. I'm quite battered. Let me take a look at my coin. I have no coin. I am not getting money from these guys. My class is Mage Fighter. I didn't get to choose a class, so I'm gonna assume that's just what I got. I've been playing about 30 minutes here. Oh. Do I have to pick up the money? I can't just walk over it? Oh my goodness. Okay. I didn't even notice that. That feels very pleasantly old school. I'm gonna have to hunt for that money. Oh geez. Unless that's what Lunacid original did as well. I can't remember. Maybe this is going to be the style of game where you have limited inventory. Oh yeah, they did drop items and I just was oblivious to it. Wasn't paying attention. I probably should turn off the filter effect. I will in a little bit. I'm just kind of enjoying it. So that's where I go if I want to get out of here. Definitely a pathway here. I bet I can get by if I have the right tool or equipment. What's this say? Mines. Locked. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to figure that out. We want to get some sort of water crystal. Yeah, it was a long weekend for me, so I got Friday off. If I didn't already talk about it, I honestly can't remember. I spent, in terms of the, I guess, YouTube channel side of things, just kind of working on some backlog, which is essentially some of the subscriber specials, or at least the last ones I did, as well. Well, I say that, but really just making thumbnails and stuff. They were done for quite a while, but the thing that was actually holding me back was just making thumbnails. And I know that sounds strange, but I haven't had time to just sit around and make them. Friday feels like it was a bit of a blur because... Oh, I remember what we did. We went to the farm. That's right. Yeah, we went out as a family to check out this little farm event, like a little festival thing. Maybe I did talk about that. I can't remember. Oh my goodness. Honestly, the lack of sleep has been affecting my ability to recall things. Oh. Do I want to turn on sticky keys? No. Let's disable that. It is disabled. Okay. Am I still alive? Barely dodged that. I am going to have to change that attack button then. Before I continue, I should also see if I can heal somehow. So we'll figure that out in just a second here. I have it disabled. Sticky keys. It still popped up. Wait, in the base game, if you just go to one of these crystals, you heal. Ah, yes. So I am healed. So I can just warp back. They'll probably reset all the enemies. Okay, I think that's the blocked off rock area. So let's go this way. We'll see if the enemies are back. No, they're not. Unless they're randomly generated. So I guess the game uses a thing where you have that little, I guess, stamina bar, the red bar. Feels like it should be a health bar, it's not. Looks like if it's full, you probably do more damage. Oh, the items seem to stay on the ground, that's interesting. I wonder if this is the type of game where you can just drop items as well. I'll have to look at that later. Maybe it has a limited inventory system. Yeah, the developer must clearly be a fan of Kingsfield, and the fact that they went as far as using the original engine, I think that's pretty neat. Oh, that's a bigger mushroom, so I'm assuming that's trouble. There's also a healing potion there. Yeah, Friday we went to a farm that basically was doing a little bit of an Easter thing, and it was a good time. I think my son's highlight of visiting there was, well, there's all sorts of things to do, but there's essentially a playground, which, you know, exists anywhere. And when I say my son, I'm saying my toddler, because the newborn is still new. He just hung out with mom. I will take it. I just hung out with mom, and that was nice. It was good to go out and get some fresh air. Like I said, I feel like I already talked about this, but I honestly can't even remember the last time I played a video game, which probably was this. Well, no, I played Jazz Punk. Did I talk about it during Jazz Punk? See, it was up so many times in the middle of the night, it just messes me up sometimes. But that's fatherhood. I signed up for this, so it's all good. And I honestly wouldn't trade it for anything. Love my kids. But yeah, I'm trying to remember what else I did this weekend. Yeah, we would have had that farm thing, that little farm festival to go to on the Friday. I guess, yeah, then Saturday would have been my wife's side of things. The little Easter potluck at her brother's house. And then, I guess today is my family. Oh, then we have another thing tomorrow, that's right. Except that'll be after work, so that'll be a little bit exhausting. That's okay. It's good to see family. Okay, I think my attacks are just not registering. It may be because of the bar isn't full. There we go, yeah, you definitely hurt more or connect when it's full. Maybe it's doing like a dice roll type of thing, akin to older RPG games. Like how Morrowind, when you first start it, you can be poking the stupid air striders or whatever they're called, the pterodactyls. I don't even, why did I call it pterodactyl? I know it's pterodactyl. Oh man. Anyways, in that game, when you first start out, you can have like a sword and swing at them, but it just doesn't hit, even though it looks like the animation is connecting. It's like doing some sort of dice roll. Yeah, the nice thing about visiting my wife's brother's place for celebrating Easter was that a lot of people hadn't seen the baby yet, so everyone was very excited to see baby, which basically allowed her to take it easy a bit and allowed me to have one-on-one time with my son, my toddler, oldest. And that was good, because I didn't have to worry about the newborn. I didn't have to worry about the wife. She could take it easy, and I could just, you know, bounce off the energy of my toddler, who's getting energy from his cousins, and it just kept everything lively and him excited. And he tuckered himself out. He basically was ready to go to bed within 5 minutes of getting home. We also were a little bit late getting home, but yeah, he did so much running around that day. I forgot. I also took him out to the park that morning, so I wonder why my joints and bones hurt today. Yeah, I'm feeling very sore. It's been a while since I ran around like that. Not to say my job isn't physically intensive. It can be sometimes, but I don't run around. I don't jog at work. I crank on wrenches and lift objects, but I don't run. You're not allowed to run. Well, you're not supposed to in case you trip on something. You know, don't want the workers' safety committee or whatever get on your case. So yeah, whoever you are, whenever you are, I hope you're doing good. Hope this is at least vaguely interesting. I'm amused. I'm just kind of curious about this game more than anything. Very simple gameplay loop. Definitely old school, that's for sure. But there is a charm to that. Like I was saying, I find it fascinating that the dev just went this route. And it's neat that FromSoft made the engine accessible to people to do so. Oh, I see a ring there. I guess this might be the type of game where key items or collectible items are just floating. Probably to make it easier to notice. Let's see what this is. Healing warmth acquired. Change equipment. Magic. Accessory. Oh. Cast support magic? Is that a separate... Huh. I don't know where my mana bar went. Oh, I see. If I don't have a spell equipped, I just don't have it. So I should actually be using both my weapon and my spells, I guess, because I have both of them. I might as well. Yeah, I should be doing that. I didn't realize that was a wind spear. It just looks like a little marble. And I'm going to make an educated guess that support magic is just stuff you use from the menu. Let's quickly grab all this stuff here. There's also a well over here. I know in the base Lunacid, you jump down a well at some point. Doesn't look like anything's here. Let's take a look at that support magic. Okay, yeah. I guess MP and HP, of course, are different respective pools, but then you have... Okay, the red is the stamina. The purple bar is the recharge time to use spells, but you do run out of mana, so that's something to keep in mind. Okay. Yeah, today is gonna be just kind of a low-key family thing. Just gonna go visit my mom. I was thinking about grabbing everyone some pizza. It's kind of impromptu, I guess is the word. It's just it's a little tricky doing anything with the kids, especially, you know, on a Sunday when you have to work the following day. I feel like you can kind of kind of get used to the awkwardness of the controls here. Okay. This would be so much easier with a second joystick. Or sorry, a mouse, I mean. I'm using keyboard. Now, to be fair, it did look like there was a way to get controller support activated. I just did not bother doing it. Okay, the Different heads cast different spells. Oh, wrong button. The controls are my enemy. So grab some money while I was at it. Yeah, I was thinking about just grabbing some pizza. Maybe an ice cream cake. I don't know. We had a big Easter thing with the wife's family yesterday. That was also kind of a low-key thing too, but the kids got to hang out and decorate some eggs, and oh, it was really fun actually. So my toddler has a cousin who's also a toddler. You know, basically I guess my wife's I guess my brother-in-law. Yeah, their place. Wife's brother-in-law has their youngest is the same age as my oldest. So the two of them, it was really cute seeing them bounce off each other energy-wise. He was being a bit shy at first, my toddler, and then he started hanging out with his cousin, and I don't know, they were bouncing off each other. Next thing I know, they're just laughing and giggling and just getting each other to, you know. Oh. So we broke down that barrier? Really? Oh, neat. Shortcut. Like it. Oh, but yeah, they were having a really good time. They were just playing toys together, and it's just nice to see, my son getting along with other kids his age. I mean, not to say that I don't see that at daycare. I mean, I guess I kind of don't, because I only really see it when I pick him up. And by that time, he's kind of ready to go. So it was good to see him getting along with his cousin. They were playing games together, she was showing off her toys. He was like asking to play with them. There's a couple incidences here and there where he needed space, and he forgot to use his words. So then we intervene and remind him to use his words. That's just kind of how it is. But it was also just nice to see him having like conversations, or trying to make conversations, because it means he's grown up, and he is. I don't know, it's just kind of, it's surreal to think about, at least for me, because not too long ago, he was basically a baby, like my newborn was. Unable to move, or, you know, unable to be mobile, unable to communicate, unable to express, unable to eat. And yesterday, he was just running around. He was playing a game with his cousin on the trampoline. I ended up playing a game with them where I was throwing like all sorts of sports balls onto the trampoline, and they knock it off, and then I try to keep it on the trampoline, and we were at that for quite some time. It was really fun. So the two of them were working together to try to knock him off, and I was just running around the trampoline as fast as I could to toss him back up. That was great. And they were also playing in a little cardboard box that I guess the cousin and the older cousin had arranged together. That was neat. So then my oldest and his cousin were smaller, youngest cousin, I guess, there. Oop. Starting to get my butt kicked. Yeah, they were just basically kind of like doing the whole whack-a-mole thing where they'd pop their heads out and then duck back in the cardboard box house. Super cute stuff. And also it was really good food there too. Yeah. It was kind of like everyone just brought their own thing. So it was a potluck kind of style thing. So the host had made like a little tray of like meats and stuff. So there's all sorts of sandwich meats, including like bruschetta, which I really love. It's like that Italian style ham, the cured ham. And then crackers and buns for making your own sandwiches if you wanted it. Someone brought fried chicken, which was pretty all right with me. Oops, I gotta heal. Okay. wonder if these enemies hurting a bit more is a sign that I'm in the wrong area. Ouch. Oh. Yeah, I think pretty much the whole time I was there, I was mostly just playing, playing with my oldest, which is good because he loves hanging out with me and spending time with me, and it's good to have that one-on-one time because it's a little tricky to get that nowadays with a newborn, right? You know, newborn can't do things by himself yet. I mean, obviously, and you know, the toddler used to be the only center of attention and now has to contest it. And sometimes he understands, but also sometimes I think he feels left out or you know. But we do our best and try to explain things why, you know, we can't just drop everything we're doing. It's a lot of boundary testing. Just part of the process. As long as we communicate and we're consistent and fair and try to explain the situations, well, we're doing the best we can. I believe so anyways. Hey, treasure chest, but is it going to be locked? Oops. Leather armor. I'll take it. Is this going to be the type of game where there's multiple items in the chest so you have to keep opening it until it's empty? Or is it going to just open up each time? It's funny to me it doesn't just stay open. Let's equip that. Body, leather armor. It's better than nothing. Charming. I like the idea of just finding all sorts of armor pieces. Now, we just gotta either find our way out of here or to, I don't know, the water crystal, but I'm kind of battered, so I really should try to leave and come back to heal. Oh, I forgot about the overlay. I said I was gonna remove it. I'll do that once I get to safety. Ooh, healing. Oh. So you do have to look at them, or at least I think looking at it helps. There was a couple times where I was mashing the space bar and it seemed like I was able to just grab items. Seems to be dead. Broken sword. Also seems to be dead. The stiffness of like just looking down kind of gives me a little bit of apprehensiveness because the rigid controls make it feel like it'd be very easy for something to sneak up on me. Oh man. Okay. Good news is, when you pause, you're actually paused. Now, do I have what it takes to fight this guy? I guess we're gonna go for it. Ooh, I don't know. And how do you save again? What a question to be asking. Just strafing tactics, I guess. Oh no. Oh, ouch. A little too close. A little too close. I'm poisoned. Okay, this might be it for me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think I'm dead. I'm so dead. Shh. Crap. and the game just kicks you out. Oh no. Okay. All right then. Okay, I think I just realized something. I have to manually save the game, don't I?
The Kingdom of Lyria rests in darkness, surrounded in ages long past, brilliant silver.
Oops. What'd I just do? Oh, right, yeah. Let's see, hold on. Tab. System. Save game. Yeah, I did not save my game. Oh, that is unfortunate. Okay, well, I'll just play like a little bit more. Then, I'll think about whether I want to play this game or not. It's a bit of adjustment still, just even just hopping out and hopping back in. I've already forgotten how to play this. Change equipment, weapon. Right, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how long I'll be playing today because the kids had a bit of a later nap. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hoping that we're not super late, but it looks like we might end up being really late. It's just how it is. We got home really late from the family thing from my wife's side yesterday, the little Easter potluck. So it kind of makes sense that we all kind of slept in. Actually, this morning I got up really early with the toddler. He was so excited to go Easter egg hunting, so yeah, kind of had to just get up and get moving. Luckily, I had the foresight to prep the coffee machine yesterday, so I just had to actually just walk over and hit the button when we got to it. But yeah, we had a good time. The Easter Bunny was a little tactical, only hid Easter eggs and stuff for areas that he interacts with. So all his toys, nothing that could melt, nothing that could be forgotten and leave a mess for ants. It's all visible, either like stickers or little toys and stuff like that. And yeah, good job, Easter Bunny. And yeah, nothing that would go bad immediately if it was forgotten either. That's the important part. Yeah, it was all in eye level. It was all around areas that he interacts with. And he had my toddler was so happy to be going Easter egg hunting this morning. It was fun. It was a blast to watch him excitedly keep finding things, and he was just so happy. He was just beaming from ear to ear. It was awesome. It was a nice thing to witness my son celebrating a holiday that, I mean, as a kid, I remember loving it like crazy. I still do. Mind you, I prefer the day after Easter when all the chocolate's on sale. But it reminded me of a simpler time where, I think back of Easter, I can almost think of this house I grew up in a city I used to live in, hunting Easter chocolates all over the place, all over the entire house. Some chocolates I'd forget about and find way later, and they'd be like, when I say way later, I'm like way later, like they'd be getting white spots on them, and I feel like as a dumb kid I probably would have ate them anyways. But I also remember playing a lot of Super Nintendo, because it was like the long weekend, and I'd be playing Street Fighter 2 with my dad or something like that, or other various games. And yeah, those are some good times. And I appreciate those memories, and it's nice to be able to do something similar for my son. Even if I'm not able to provide a living space that was as big as what I would have had in my childhood, I'm still happy that I can at least contribute to him having something, Also, I should have probably mentioned I decided to just spend whatever money I had to get that long sword. That way I can hopefully kill things faster, get more money, and get back to where I was sooner. Now that I have a bit of an idea of what I'm doing. And yeah, that seems like I made a good call on buying the bigger sword because I'm killing these things a lot faster and therefore taking less damage, sort of. Yeah, it only takes 2 hits to kill these smaller mushrooms, and sometimes that doesn't even seem like I need to fully charge up my red bar up there, so that's good. Oh, and you may notice this segment doesn't have the CRT filter I had going on earlier. I just quickly disabled that because I just want to appreciate the aesthetics of the game as is. Because, yeah, why not? I might, if I revisit this game, I'm not sure quite yet if I will, but chances are I might eventually. I think I will take around with the CRT filters because I'm just a sucker for that stuff. For that, yeah. You'll have to forgive me for prattling on, like I got cases of amnesia if I'm repeating myself or not. The sleep disruption does really mess me up. Like wake up in the middle of the night to help the toddler and the newborn and check up on the wife and all that stuff. It just gives me a brain fog, and I think that's just gonna be the way it is for a while, and that's okay. But yeah, the fatigue is very real. It's something that I can only replenish with sleep. And yeah, I did end up sleeping a bit more after we did the Easter stuff this morning with my son. I took the newborn with me. The newborn's been having trouble breathing because of his congestion, so he only wants to sleep on either mom or me sometimes if he's already asleep. He wakes up and realizes I'm not mom, that he's not particularly happy about it. But I took him off my wife's hand, I went upstairs. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Professional streamer, let's player, right? Telling heartfelt stories and burping into the microphone. But anyways, excuse me, sorry. Yeah, I know you're not supposed to sleep with a newborn, but I propped up my arms and myself in such a way that I don't think it was a concern, and I just had him resting on me. A little bit elevated so he could breathe, and I kind of just lightly dozed. I was just kind of mostly focusing on him, making sure he was okay. Because he does get a little backed up, his sinuses, and then we have to, use a little sucky vacuum thing. Gross stuff, but you gotta do what you gotta do. My original Lunacid playthrough of the base game, I guess I'm phrasing it now, was a very enjoyable game, yeah. I liked a lot of aspects of it. It was a little easy to kind of just level up and power through everything or find broken weaponry, but there's also something appealing about that. Because, I don't know, sometimes it's just fine. It's fun and finding something overpowered and just having it carry you through the game. I mean, I did that with Elden Ring in some ways, until skill became a requirement. But yeah, it was a fun little romp exploring this world and finding all sorts of secrets and items. And if you like what's going on here, I would recommend playing that because it's basically, well, kind of improved upon. I mean, this is a old school engine. I believe the one on the base Lunacid game is something that the dev made himself to kind of emulate this era of gaming, but it's also just newer and has a couple quality of life things. Some things old school, if I remember correctly. You can only equip, I think, a couple weapons at a time, a couple spells at a time. You can toggle between the two. And yeah, it was definitely very exploration focused. But I would recommend it. If you like the vibe going on here, it's existent in that game as well. Just a bit more aesthetically newer, I guess, is how I want to say it. But also kind of harkening back to this era of gaming. Yeah, I guess I've been talking about Easter stuff, but by the time you see this video, who knows when it'll be. It'll probably be months or at minimum weeks later, but probably a couple months. Just given the schedule I have when it comes to posting these videos and stuff. It depends on my free time. You know, if I have time, I work on things right away, and if not, I just can't do it. You know, kids come first. And that's just going to be how things are. And that's okay. Yeah, I'm definitely appreciating the long sword here. It feels like it's easier to kill enemies. I'm kind of getting the hang of the whole strafing thing with the keyboard controls using the numpad. I could just try to program a controller, but meh. Also, there's kind of a bit of a novelty into the weird control scheme here. I kind of like it. It feels like a bit of a challenge just to be able to maneuver and hit anything. Oh, that's weird. Dented him in the ground. Okay. I feel like the best way to play this game is probably to just alternate between attacking, melee, and then using a spell. Because they both have different cooldowns. And it doesn't appear that you can choose which levels up first. In Lunacid, the base game, you can choose either one. Well, you can choose a variety of stats. So if you wanted to be more magic, you can focus on magic, or if you want more health, you can focus on health. Yeah, it seems like I'm kind of getting a bit of the hang of the game here. I'm kind of having my head pitched towards the ground so I can make sure I catch these coins and stuff that drop. Also, I give it a couple seconds after I slay an enemy because it seems like it takes a couple minutes for it to render. Is there anything over here? I don't even think I found a single hidden wall, so maybe they don't exist here. Okay, so my goal right now will be to get back to that shovel against the wall, then knock it down to open up that shortcut, and then I think I'll save the game and stop playing. Yes, so far I like the quirkiness and charm of this. I'm entertained by the creator's artistic direction, where he wanted a game that took place in Lunacid's past, and what better choice than to use FromSoft's original engine for the Kingsfield games, which in itself makes the game feel a bit more dated and older, which, yeah, it just kind of lends itself naturally to the narrative that the creator wants to tell. So I think it's an interesting choice. Could have easily done a DLC, and hey, this is free, so that's also cool. Probably would have paid money for this, maybe. I don't know. And I think that shovel's around the corner here, and then once we get the shovel, yeah, okay, there we go. So I think it's I'll wrap it up here pretty soon once we knock this down. And maybe I'll pause here for now. Maybe I'll revisit this game later on. Okay, well, I should probably get ready to get going out anyways. So you have a fantastic day, afternoon, evening, and night, and all that stuff. Take care of yourself as always. Thank you for being here. And I know by the time you hear this, it's going to be late, but have yourself a fantastic Easter, or spring celebration, or whatever you celebrate. And I'll catch you later.